Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. This is my daily check-in. Of course, I do it daily, right? You guys probably thought, you know what? He didn't do it. He said he's going to do it daily, and he didn't do it today at noon. Well, I didn't do it today at noon because I forgot that I got invited to Top Golf and lunch, right? So two separate places, right? So Top Golf here in El Segundo. You guys know I'm in Los Angeles, right? So El Segundo is about it's on the other side of the airport, so it would be south of where I live. So it probably takes about I'm gonna say about 20 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes, catching the lights on the side streets, but no freeway, right? So you just cross over LAX and then you get to El Segundo, which is the next city next to that. So yeah, so that's where I went today and had lunch at Kevin Hart's place. You guys know the vegan burger place that Kevin Hart, the comedian, has. He owns like I'm not sure if he owns them, not just or just his name, but basically, well, his name is on the thing, so let's just say he owns them. So he has three here in the Los Angeles area. So we went to the one at the airport area. So I had been there before, but the two gentlemen that I was with had never been there before, so they were pleasantly surprised. They definitely said they would go back. They're not vegan by any stretch of the imagination, but they have an open mind when it comes to food. Okay, so they enjoyed it. They both got the chicken, the spicy chicken sandwich. In fact, all three of us got the spicy chicken sandwich. The number five. Just go with the number five, right? With frats. You know what frats are? Fries and tots together. Half fries, half tots. Frats. There you go. So anyway, I see Miss Robin Coleman. Hey, the comments are open, so please feel free to make comments if you will. If you feel like it, I would appreciate it. This is all about being interactive, just like my show On Air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday. In fact, did you miss it yesterday? If you missed it, you missed a great show, especially if you're a sales manager. Regardless if you are a hotel sales manager or a sales manager in general, yesterday's topic was fire. I gave how many tips did I give? 12 tips, and it had to do with mistakes to avoid if you are a sales manager. I mean, easy, right? And of course, everybody out there that are in sales, like, oh, I already know that. All right, no, okay. Even if you do know it, it's good to have a refresher, and it's good to share that information that you supposedly already know with people that are on the way up, right? So, like, I'll give you like two things that we talked about out of 12. Not building relationships. That's something that you should avoid, okay? And I gave a whole explanation of what that means. Also, lack of personalization in your presentations. You can never do the same presentation over and over again. The same one, cut and paste. Can't do that. Shouldn't do that. Everyone's different, right? Everybody wants to receive information that's personalized for them. Okay, so those are two things I talked about. Go and look at the show. It's right here on LinkedIn, right here on YouTube. On Air with Russell of Hotels is my live hospitality talk show. I'm giving tips all day long. In fact, today I don't think I'm giving tips today, but I do have topics to talk about. But I see Miss Robin Coleman says, Rockstar Russell is in the building. Pull up, family. Let's build. Yes, that is true. And thank you so much. I did see your message today, Robin. I think you said Monday. I think Monday works, but I'll respond to you via the message on LinkedIn, and then we'll get that started. So yeah, I think Monday will definitely work. So thank you so much for getting back to me. Appreciate that. So we're gonna do a daily check-in, and Miss Robin Coleman's gonna be on there. Okay, we're gonna talk to her, see what she up to. Okay, but anyway, so like I said, I do these lives every day. Time is normally around noon. I call them a nooner, but today was the exception because I was out at Top Golf. I kind of forgot that I was going, and until I got a text this morning like, hey, we're meeting at 10:30, right? I'm like, we're meeting where? And I was like, oh shoot, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we made it happen and had a good time. I mean, I'm not a golfer by any stretch of the imagination, but I was able to make some contact today and the balls went straight. You know what I mean? So I would rather go straight than further and then at an angle or a slice right, slice left. I'd rather go straight down the middle, right? So at least you can build on that. If you go too far on any direction, on an angle, then who knows what the hell is going to happen. But But I was able to hit pretty straight today, which was that was cool. I was like, dang, I don't think I've made contact consistently and hit the ball straight consistently in forever. Like, I'm like I said, I'm not an avid golfer, but I've been playing at it well over, 15 years, I would guess. But I suck. So there you go. So like I said, I do come on and do these things, and I always have a topic, and today is no exception. But like I said, the chat is open. Make comments. It's all about interaction. Okay. So, and this is not going to be that long. So, boom, job interviews. I've been talking to people about job interviews, interviewing, all this kind of stuff, like tips to do. Sometimes they take them, sometimes they don't. And a lot of times I know when they don't take the advice, because later I call them back or they call me and I say, how did it go? And the things that I pointed out to them, they don't, I don't know, or I didn't ask that. What do you mean you didn't ask it? Why didn't you ask that question? So it leads me to these three things. It's all about job interviews. Who is interviewing whom? A lot of times we think that, okay, we're going for the job, so they're interviewing us because we want them to hire us. Well, let's don't look at it like that. It's a two-way street, and you see it's a two-way street, right? We're interviewing them just as much as they are interviewing us. Who's to say we want to work for them? You know what I mean? They may say some things, or you may see something within the operation that you don't like, right? And you ask questions, and maybe they don't come up with a good enough answer for you. I mean, you have to be the one interviewing them just as much as they interview you. So with that being said, when I go into an interview, and a lot of times the first interview would be, via Zoom or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I have my notebook out. I have questions that I want to ask. I write them down because I want to make sure I ask all the questions, because they do give an opportunity to you to speak too, right? It should be a two-way street. We shouldn't just be sitting there just waiting for them to spew out information, and they don't give you a chance to say anything. You get a chance to give, to ask questions as well. So make sure you have notes. What do you want to ask? I asked this young lady to ask, like, how many rooms did they have? This had to do with, say, a housekeeping manager, right? This is a housekeeping manager was doing it, or is having an interview, potential housekeeping manager. And, she knew how many rooms the hotel has. That's fine. But what are the room types? Because remember, here in LA, they have this thing where they're, a lot of hotels outside of LA City, they clean rooms based on a number. Like, okay, every housekeeper is going to clean 14 rooms a day. That's it. Well, in LA, if you're in LA City, they passed an ordinance about a year or so ago that is based on square footage. So your cleaning rooms based on, or the housekeepers are cleaning rooms based on square footage. So you need to ask questions about that. How big are your rooms? What are the room types? King versus double or double queens, or suites. How many suites do we have? How many different types of rooms do we have? Because you're going to be responsible for calculating, based on the square footage, how many rooms per day your housekeepers will clean. So when I asked her that today, after the interview, she goes, "Oh, well, the person that was interviewing her didn't know." I'm like, "Well, you should have asked her, like, well, is it possible you can find out and email me this information? Because you need to know, because it's stressful enough for the housekeepers, right? So it gets stressful for the manager too, because the manager has to sign these rooms and calculate these numbers every single day. So you want to make sure that this is something that you're comfortable with and that you want to take on this responsibility. Okay, so you have to ask questions. So whatever questions you have, write them down so you do not forget. If they don't know, offer suggestions about, can you email me this information? It's okay. If they get pissed off about it, well, maybe that's not the place for you to work. So once again, you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. It may be the right fit for them for you to get hired, but it may not be the right fit for you to work there. You don't know until you ask these questions to see how, the questions are answered. Can they answer the questions? Are they knowledgeable about what they're doing? What's going on within the operation? Ask those questions. You are interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. Okay, so remember that. Take notes. and ask questions. You ask as many questions as you want, right? Now, we always say, oh, there's certain questions you only ask on the first interview versus second. You know what? Just ask the question. If you have if a question, ask the question. You may not get a second interview, okay? So get it out now. I understand when, especially when it comes to salary. Okay, well, I'll just wait for the second interview to ask for salary. You may not get a second interview. So, I mean, take your notes, ask questions, write down if they answer, certain things, make sure you write that stuff down because you may forget. You may get home and like, oh, I asked that question, but I don't remember what she said or he said. But if you didn't take the notes, then you don't know. It's okay to walk in with your little, notebook and a pen. I mean, in fact, that's what I do. Walk in with a notebook and a pen. I have questions, and when they say, do you have any questions? I don't have to commit it to memory. I already have it written down. Just go to that page. Okay, yeah, I do. You know what? I do have a couple questions. Thank you so much. How many, what are the room breakdowns? How many kings versus double? What are the square footage of each? You have suites as well? Yeah, we have 5 different suites. Okay, can you tell me you have diagrams or anything of these 5 different suites or the square footage? I mean, ask those questions. That is imperative that you know the answers before you make an informative decision on if you want to take that job or not. I know that you're going to go through an interview process. I know that, but you still need to know the information so you can sit down and say, you know what, based on what I know, based on the salary, based on whatever location, whatever, okay, I'm going to take this job. If I'm offered, I will take this job. Or based on that information, I don't think I'm the right person for this job. You know what I mean? I don't think that hotel is the right fit. Because every job that we interview, we always think, and we may be the best candidate for that job. Okay, we may be. I'm not saying that we got to have confidence, right? So have confidence that you are the best candidate for every job that you interview for, yes. But that doesn't mean they're the best hotel for you or the best job for you. I mean, just throw hotels out of here. I mean, I always mention hotels because that's where I come from, right? But I've interviewed before, many jobs I interview for, and I'm like, I walk out of there like, if they offer me this job, I'm not taking it. Because it just may not be the right fit for you, right? You may not vibe with the person that's interviewing with you. You may not like the operation. You may not like the way they do things, and it may not seem like they're into change. Because some people, this is how it's been for 30 years. And we're not trying to change anything. If they say that, well then, and you go in there and you're trying to change some things, well, that's already a red flag to me. It's not, things are not going to happen for you. So just ask questions, look for signs, look for how they respond to your questions. You know what I mean? So those are things that you should do. So that's based on job interviews. Once again, this is Russell of Hotels. I do these lives or these daily check-ins. I do them daily right here on LinkedIn and YouTube. Live, YouTube and LinkedIn. The replay is on the same platform, so if you miss it, that's fine. You can go back and listen to it at a later date or watch it at a later date. So that is it for now. I do these, like I said, I don't have to, keep you long. Today is hump day, so go do what you do. And that's it. I think, I do have a brand sponsor here. There you go. Boom. Level Hotel, Los Angeles. If you're ever in downtown LA, stayinglevel.com. Use that promo code ROH23. Always book direct, no matter where you stay. I don't care where you stay. I don't care if you use this hotel or not. Always book direct. Go to the website of whatever hotel you're thinking about staying and book direct. Okay. You're always going to get the best deal. Okay. Believe me, I know it's true. Okay. So anyway, until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. And thank you again for just, give me a couple minutes of your time. Thank you again, Robin Coleman. And just remember that my lives or my daily check-ins are all about interaction. You can feel free to come on, and in real time, I will actually put your comment on the screen, just like I put Miss Robin Coleman's Rockstar Russell's in the building. Pull up, family, let's build. Okay, see, there you go. There you go. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day, and thank you again.